Okay, please stand up. Don't wait for the latecomer. Okay, please hold the palm and follow me. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, first prostration. Second prostration. Third prostration. Okay, one more to the Buddha again. Okay, please take a seat. Okay, please take a seat, take a seat. Okay, as usual, we will chant the Guan Pusa Senhao for around 10 minutes. Okay, please hold the palm for me. 南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观 世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。Okay, follow me. Recite the Shakyamuni Buddha name for 3 times. Namo本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。OK。 Okay, good morning all brothers and sisters. Okay, so before we start the lecture, few things to remind you all. First thing is to remind everybody now, as group today lecture, we still got 3 more to go. So as far as this module 1 is concerned, okay, by end of September, 2 more lecture to go. Okay, so module 1, we finish module 1. Now, so for module 2, if those are interested, want to continue, by right should continue on because of that. Then I heard from the organizer, since they are not free today to come now to make announcements, so myself do it myself. So if you are interested to continue for the chapter 4, I'm talking module 2 from September, probably the one for around 11 lesson, now this is 13 lesson. Now, so you may want to consider to register because they want you all to register again. So you find out from the Buddhist Lodge, the organizer of Buddhist Lodge. Okay, so this is the first announcement. Now, so another one is because of due to pandemic. Now, although government, appear for we had to live with virus because, as you know, the virus won't be so soon, will disappear for very soon, because it will take longer time, but to know when. So therefore, we have to live with the virus. So we are not going to aim for government for 0 case. That's very, very, very impossible. So therefore, government stress on vaccination. Today, the newspaper came out. There's a table, all over the world. Singapore, the vaccination rate is rather quite high because our Prime Minister also appeared in the Facebook newspaper to encourage people, senior people, to come forward, and our Ong Yi Kang, the Health Minister, spoken in Hokkien, and to encourage senior people to come for vaccination. And also, you may read the newspaper, the mobile what we call it, van or whatever, go to the HDB flat to encourage senior to come forward. So therefore, what I want to say that, so I don't know about Buddhist Lodge, so probably to remain 50 come here, you need to register first, then the rest is e-learning online, So probably this is a format for the Dharma class or even for Dharma talk as well. Now, nobody will never know that one day we'll come to this kind of format, when we come for the lesson and so forth. Now, I told you before, I prefer, not only just religious teaching, because I prefer to come to the classroom, we have an interaction, better. Because online, sometimes you just go toilet, go refrigerator, take something to eat, a lot of interruption. You may want to download or go to the website later. So freedom. So there's no continuity and a lot of interruption. So I prefer to physically, teach in the class and so forth. So anyway, this is life now, pandemic. Yeah, what to do? As you know, this is due to karma. Not because of God. You blame the God, you blame the Buddha, never bless you. Right? Some may want to have a doubt, why God got no power, spiritual power, and Buddha should be able to bless us. Why the virus never disappear? So I tell you, only karma, Buddhism talk about karma, can be explained. Other than that, very difficult. And we know that karma, spiritual power cannot override karma. Why not? Okay? Anyway, now this. So our next lesson, tomorrow is a National Day. I forgot to wish everybody. I heard today is a Father Day. Wish you all, if you're a father, then have a happy Father Days, and tomorrow is a happy National Day. Anyway, super long holiday. Tomorrow National Day. Okay, so our next lesson will be on 22nd, as normal, 4th week of Sunday. Now, please refer to your textbook. Page 58. Page 58. Now, we talk about worldly right views. Okay, worldly right views. Now, this worldly right view, we already mentioned before, there are 4 types of worldly right views. So now we're going to the third one, 4. If you want to know Chinese called 世间正见. Right? As I mentioned before, right view means wisdom. So in Buddhism, not only just worldly right views. They do have a world transcending right views. 出世间正见. Okay, world transcending. Right? World transcending. This is called 出世间. So wherever this module, we have covered those topics in the module 1. All these are worldly Dharma. Alright? In this mundane world, or in this defiled world. We are living in this defiled world. Defiled. Okay? So in Buddhism, we're talking about this world is everything in relative. We are living in this relative world. 相对的时间, relative. What does it mean? Everything in contrast. Tall, short, black, white, pretty, ugly, and so on and so forth. Right? So we are living in this relative world. Everything in contrast. So in Buddhism, if you draw a straight line, everything in contrast is just like two extremes. Let's say A and B. Therefore, we have a differentiated mind, 分别心, and because of that, cause suffering. So when you go to module 2, we touch more on the Dharma, whereby you're talking about cultivation, how to attain liberation. But now this is a worldly Dharma. It's a very fundamental, very basics. Without these fundamental, basic things, we cannot go further, to pursue further. It's just like you go to a primary school, secondary school, junior college, university, postgraduate. So, one step time. So having said that, this worldly Dharma or this worldly right views, although it's very simple, very fundamental, and yet very, very important, very crucial in Buddhism. Okay? So don't overlook it. This time I want to know Four Noble Truths, I want to know Eightfold Path. Come on. Without strong foundation, if you build a house, the thing will collapse. Alright? So the foundation, very important. Okay? So now we talk about worldly right views. You must ensure that we had this, know what's worldly right views, and this will give us a kind of a positive mentality, okay, or positive attitude towards learning. So therefore, it's very, very important. Okay, we know about the one good, ordinary people and sages. That's the first one. 凡夫跟圣人. If you don't believe in ordinary people and sages, you and me just ordinary people. We are just ordinary people. 凡夫 in Chinese. But Buddha, he was a sages, Bodhisattva, 圣人, sages. So we believe one day we cultivate the Dharma diligently, one day we can become Buddha. If you say, no, I just remain as ordinary people, correct now? So we got hope. So what for you want to cultivate Dharma? What for I want to become monk? You cannot free from suffering when you cultivate the Dharma, correct now? So luckily, everything in contrast, and we are living in this relative world, so everything is impermanent, subject to changes. You look at the community cases, up and down. Yesterday, the best one, unlinked 16, dropped to below 20. If you want to logically go and find out, now, beside this topic, you talk about COVID. How come unlinked all of a sudden pops up? To me, common sense. It's something to do with Fisher Port and KTV one. Because before that, unlinked is very low in Singapore, 1, 2, less than 5. All of a sudden, 30, 50, 40, 30, 20. Today, it said drop to 16. How come so many unlinked? It's something to link with the Fisher Port one, common sense. To me, it's common sense. Of course, they don't tell the health officer. They dare not to tell them because they want to trace. They can't trace. Right? Government is based on the figure. If they can't trace, they say this is unlinked. I guess they go and tell Ministry of Health. Then go into the hell. Why I want to tell you this one? Is Dharma is so practical. It's related to our daily life. So that we can appreciate and apply Dharma in our daily life in order to generate wisdom. That's the reason why I want to tell you. It's something to do with the Dharma. I'm not talking nonsense. Okay? Now, so you refer to page 58. So now another worldly right views, the existence of past and future life. Okay, past and future life. In Buddhism, we are talking in terms of times. 时间. In Buddhism only, not other religion. Buddhism talk about past, present, and future. Okay, this is talking in terms of time. I give you an example. We started from 10. This is past. Now, 10:25, present. I know you are looking for future. 11:30, we dismiss the class. So this is future. But if you ever recite the Diamond Sutra, 金刚经, it says the 3 minds, we cannot acquire the 3 minds, past, present, future. 三心不可得 in Chinese. Although Buddhism talk about past, present, and future, but it's talking in terms to ordinary people. But at the end of the day, we have to go beyond it. Because we talk about truth, satya, in Sanskrit, truth, is beyond time and space. All right, it's spiritual beyond time and space. And we are constrained by time and space. And this is why we call suffering. Right? So although we talk about this one, but at the end, we have to go beyond. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. If you can go beyond past, present, and future, then you will sit down here and listen to the lectures attentively. So focused, and you forget the timing. It's just a meditation. It's actually, if you really achieve a concentrated mind, it's actually talking about you beyond time and space, If you can beyond time and space, that means you can achieve concentrated mind. If you meditate, you think that, how come so long? 10 minutes, how come so long? Very uncomfortable, sick, very uncomfortable, whole body, and mind still thinking when to finish. My leg pain, this one, and so on and so forth. But if you go beyond time and space, so focused, I tell one thing. Let's say you meditate half an hour, but you're feeling only 5 minutes only. My experience tell you. And this is called concentration. Beyond time and space. Just like now you're sitting here. Oh my goodness, at 11:30, still got 1 more hour to go there. Why this Venerable always talk about this daily life? I'm so scared of pandemic. Then you talk about pandemic, I got fear. I dare not to come here for lecture, this and that. Then you find very uncomfortable. But you are so focused, attentively, you find really enjoying. 1:30, 1 hour and half, 1.5 hours. How come so fast? I thought only just half an hour only. Congratulations. If you feel that, congratulations. If you think the time is too long, sorry to you. Let me attach to the time already. Right? Cling on to the time. Okay? So past, present, and future. But only Buddhism talk about past, present, and future. We talk about three periods, 三世, but not other religion. For instance, I give you an example. Like Christianity or Catholic, they only believe in present and future. You believe in God now. When you die, you go to the heaven. This is the future, but no past. Just like I was studying in England, the BBC radio, the commentator, somebody calling, and during the kind of conversation, I say, you say, who created God? Who created God? Cannot be answered. No past. God already there. Already. So in Buddhism, not only talking about past, present, future, also talk about cause and effect. There's something to do with cause and effect. Right? Science also talk about cause and effect. Okay, so now back to your verse 33. Okay, everybody read that together. 1, 2, 3. Verse 33. According. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I didn't really line by line to explain. I just highlight to you the important meanings, whatever. So you go back and read up by yourself. Otherwise, cannot spoon feed. Otherwise you can read up by yourself. Okay, you see here. It said according to karma. Now, I told you last lecture. Karma in Chinese called ye. Karma. I told you before. We know the Veda and Upanishad in ancient India. The philosophy in India. Now, this karma is original, it's not Buddhist terms. It's from, Upanishad or Brahmanism, and Buddhism emerged in ancient 2,600 years ago. They borrowed the terms from there. Right? But the concept, the meaning is different, totally different. So this karma in English is called action. Xing or ye. Action. So in Buddhism, action can be physical, verbal, speech, and mental. 身口意. Right? And this karma is so created by God. This karma is by ourselves. It's by ourselves. We have to answer by ourselves. Not Buddha. We have to brain ourselves. Why do we have this virus, COVID-19, and now become a lot of Delta variant, even more serious? And this because of our karma, because everybody didn't observe hygiene. Of course, now cannot find the original cause. Right now. So we have to solve ourselves. So you just imagine if you want everybody to behave properly and more hygiene, more considering, put on masks, or meter distancing, it's not easy, Right? So, can't you think this one will disappear so fast? I don't think so. Not say I'm pessimistic, but who knows? Probably tomorrow you wake up, virus disappear. So you keep on hoping just like SARS. After 6 months, disappear. Now it's almost 2 years already. And we even become more serious. If we are still not observe hygiene, you look at hawker center, whatever, why they want you to retain the tray? I seen it. Those birds come and eat. Do you think it's hygiene? All right. The fisher pot, of course, probably sailor from other country coming in. And probably the way they handle the thing is not hygiene. Right? There must be a reason behind cause and effect. In Buddhism, talk about cause and effect. Okay, back to here. So this karma, only Buddhism talk about karma, although Brahmanism talk about karma, but it's different meaning. So, according to karma, good or bad result arise. For instance, you come here to study Dharma class, this is a good action. You put in the effort and take the transportation here. And this is a religious teaching. They don't teach you bad. They teach you good. Right? How to teach how to free from suffering. So this is a good action. So definitely this is a good karma. Right? If you're going to harm people, you create havoc, whatever, and this is a bad action, bad deed, bad karma. Good karma, you definitely have a good result. Bad karma, you have a bad result. I mean, this is very clear cut. Cause and effect. You see, Buddhism talk about cause and effect. You see, other religion, there's no past, that means no cause, but there's an effect. You cannot question a God. They say you cannot question a God because they cannot answer you. That's why Buddhism is a philosophy. Philosophy tell you this sort of thing. And talking about philosophy, recently, if you read the newspaper, our expert in disease one from one of the National Disease Center, whatever, Tan Toh Seng there. There's a professor, the girl always appear in the television and newspaper. I've forgotten her name. You see, you're talking about virus COVID-19. You want to die in hungry? 你要饿死吗 in Chinese? Or you want to die in disease, COVID? You see, this is a philosophical issue. Doctor cannot tell you. And this is just like Buddhism, talk about philosophy also. You see, in the world, not many countries adopt the strategy like live with virus. People still struggling because they don't have a vaccination rate so high. If I'm not wrong, England, America, I think probably less than 5, I think so. And Singapore, for those countries like live with the virus, so you have to solely depend on the vaccination rate. 我们要生活 And those countries, because the vaccination rate is so low, they are struggling already. Then, so they're aiming. You look at Malaysia now. Last 2-3 days hit up to more than 20,000, 2,000 daily cases. Right? So now Delta is very serious, very strong. The virus because it spread very fast. So everybody have to be careful. He said, it's okay. I quit already. I taken refuge in the Triple Gen. Got 36 Dharma protector protect me. Wow. Your bodyguard more than Lee Hsien Loong, Prime Minister. 36 Dharma protector. You don't forget, sometimes they are on leave, If they're on sabbatical leave, you can protect yourself. Okay, back to here. Now, so in the constant transmigration, so this transmigration is just a Lunghui, reincarnation. If you talk about transmigration, you see page 59, the center paragraph there, the second paragraph. Transmigration means moving through the cycle of birth and death. Buddhism talk about we are living in the cycle of birth and death. And this cycle, they have a 6 cycle, 6 道. So we are struggling in the cycle of birth and death. That's the reason why we want to cultivate Dharma, 修行, and go beyond the 6 cycle, transcend, surpass from the 6 cycle. Okay? So in Buddhism doesn't mean that, after this life we die already. Then no more. But in Buddhism talk about this life, when we ended, the next life will be coming. Transmigration, reborn. Of course, rebirth. Okay? And next life, you'll go to which realm is solely depend on our karma. Whether you go to the heaven or human beings, or as we say, 3 evil destiny, right? That even worse. Hell, hungry ghost, animal, or asura. No? So here, okay, back to the verse. In the constant transmigration through the 5 destiny, 5趣, in fact, is 6. This destiny means cycle, 道, 6道, 6趣 in Chinese. That's why English is a different expression. Chinese, very clear cut. They say in Buddhism, there's a lot of Buddhist terms and different expression. But actually, they have having the same meaning. Right? It's a different expression, different vocabulary. So this 5 destiny is actually the exclude asura. Chinese called 阿修罗. And the number, in terms of quantity, so few, so they classify under hungry ghosts or animal. So they take out this one, so remain 5 instead of 6. Of course, sometimes you say 6 cycle, but sometimes you use the term destiny here. 5 destiny, exclude asura. So what are the 5? Human, divine being, 天, 人天, plus 3 evil destiny. Hungry ghost, hell, and animal. So this becomes 5 destiny. Okay? I told you before, you need a dictionary. Because of a lot of Buddhist terms. But of course, you don't need to buy. But do you have a photocopy? They buy for you. Do you think it's useful? Okay lah. That one basic one. Because there are different dictionaries. But if you're doing the research, you need a better one. Okay? This one for religious thing, so, not so thick, so easier for you to refer. But not all terminology are there, right? Not all. So result may be caused by serious karma, one daily habit, or through, or the thoughts of one dying moment. Okay, so they give you three things here, right? One is result may caused by serious karma. Karma, they have a minor and serious one. Right? One daily habits or the thoughts of that one dying moment. What does it mean? Can you turn to page 59? Can you see just now I explained the transmigration, the next paragraph? He said first, because karma keeps accumulating, so once die now, which karma will lead to the future result to the result first, right? So this cannot be determined or for certain for the next paragraph, end of the next paragraph, but all karma fall into these three categories. So now the first one. The category of the serious karma. Such karma can be good karma, it can be evil. Like the 5 action. 忤逆罪, we mentioned before, right? That lead to uninterrupted hell. Go to that one is very serious one. In uninterrupted hell. So this karmic force is extraordinarily powerful, whether one's aware it or not. 5 action, right? You kill your mother, father, you kill our heart, and so forth, right? You mentioned it before, 忤逆罪, Chinese one, and that one is very serious one. But if you chant the 大悲忏, 大悲忏, repentant Sutra 大悲忏, the Chinese one, if you chant the one, they did mention like, 忤逆罪, 不通忏悔 in Chinese, cannot be repented. That means very, very serious one. 你不能忏悔的. But let me tell you, this is by skillful means. 方便说, because they want to make sure that you don't, have a serious karma. Prevention better than cure. But if you, according to Dharma, especially talk about emptiness, it can be repented. Buddhism talk about impermanent. It's not fixed. It's not a fate. 不是命运 cannot be changed. Can be changed. So if you know the Dharma, you know what it's all talking about. Okay? So this is a serious one. So this is the first category, serious karma. The second one, next paragraph. The karma of one's habit. If one has neither serious evil karma nor serious good karma, one may pass away uneventually. Normal, because you didn't create a serious karma, also you didn't make a good one. So this is considered normal one. 平凡过一生. So this is another one daily habit. Now, 2 more lines on the right hand side. So when one dies, the karmic force of this habit will naturally determine one's future towards of retribution, whether retribution or reward. So in the past, an elder named called Da Ming, Master Yin quoted here the story, say this to the Buddha: I'm usually very mindful of the Buddha, but sometimes when I'm in the busy street, with so many people, elephant and horses, then I forget the right mindfulness. Then to next page. Buddhism talk about mindfulness, right? So next time when you go to the next module, right mindfulness, 正念 is one of the Eightfold Path. And nowadays, a lot of people practice mindfulness. You read the newspaper, yoga, mindfulness. A lot of people very forgetful. A lot of people, sometimes do this, forget that one or whatever. We are not mindful enough. We are not mindful enough, right? So, of the Buddha, so I wonder if I'm unfortunate enough to die right there, so will I fall into evil destiny? Because I don't have the right mindfulness. I've forgotten the Buddha name, don't know how. But because in normal time, because we became a habit, we usually have a mindfulness, we usually have a habit to recite Buddha name, to do this and that, And even according to Master Yin Sun, when once somebody die suddenly, because they don't have right mindfulness, but they won't go into the 3 evil destiny. That's for sure. They either go to the heaven or pure land, according to Master Yin Sun. So therefore, the normal habits is very important. For instance, you cannot wait until last minute, then you chant Om Mito Pho just before you want to die. Not easy, because you cannot have a concentration, usually. It must become habit. During normal time, when you are free, then you chant Om Mito Pho or practice meditation, so become habit already. So habit, very important. And some people refuse to come here. no MRT, they take bus, or some people driving morning, Sunday morning, come here. Tomorrow is a national day, and today supposed to be Father's Day, to go out for a meal or whatever, then still to come here for Dharma class. But once you become habit, time to come, you will come. Otherwise, you stay at home or whatever, you feel very uncomfortable. Because you become habit already. So once you become habit, it's a very routine already. Right? You find it very comfortable already. It's just like Monday to Friday to work. Let's say now work from home. If you go back to office, then you know that you have to wake up. Although first time, initially you say, wow, I don't want to wake up late, lie on the bed, wow, raining day, so nice. Go back to work. So nowadays people work from home, they want to go back to work. And 19th of August, government said you can go back 50%. But a lot of people prefer work from home. Why? I don't need to make up, don't need to dress nicely, anyhow wear short t-shirt. Or probably sometimes I dress properly, office dress, but I wear the short because they can't see my leg. I sit on the computer there meeting. And I do need to rush during rush hour and to take MRT, this and that. See, a lot of people nowadays don't want to go back to work already, Why? Habit. But this is sometimes because due to lazy habit. You know what I mean? Then it's just like you say, wow, this module, 3 modules, more than 1 year, I think I won't be able to finish it. Although once every 2 weeks. But you become habit. Just like Monday, probably, first day of the week. But Tuesday, wake up, very normal already. Time to wake up, go to work, then after work, come back. Become habit already. When you are schooling, also the same thing. Always the starting very difficult one, 很痛苦的. Right? When you build up the momentum, then everything will be okay. So this is called habit. Right? Okay, so you see page 60, then that's why, according to the author, he explained what I told you just now. So now I move on to the next one. Third, the karma of one's dying moment. If a person has no serious karma, whether good or evil, and is also without habitual karma, at death, a person may be puzzled and not know where to go. Right? Because you don't really do a lot of bad things already. Then when you die, you know where to go. Very clear cut. If you're having the serious karma, definitely go to the hell. You need to bargain one. The moment you die, the moment you go. But if you are Chinese called 半桶水, just in the middle, you didn't really have a good karma, very good one, also not very a lot of evil karma, half, like 50%. Then I tell you, this one, according to Buddhism, when in dying moment, that one, if you have a right thought towards Dharma or whatever, or Buddha's name, you may save. You may be lucky enough to reborn to the good realm instead of a 3 evil destiny. Now, if you cultivate the Dharma so good, diligently, so the moment we die, definitely we can go to Pure Land. If you have a vow to go to Pure Land, if you don't want to go to Pure Land, at least you don't go to evil destiny, hell. Definitely either you go to the heaven. Okay? So according to here, dying moment, you don't know where to go. Okay, after a few more lines on the right hand side. For a person without serious or habitual karma, the thought just before death are very important. Okay, are very important. You see, when people are dying, it is therefore best to preach the Dharma on them. You know why? People dying, you go there and 念戒言, 念经, chanting. Actually, those sutras, a lot of people mistaken, don't know the Dharma. You say, this sutra will give you power. You need the Buddha bless you, got spiritual power to save you, don't go to the hell. It's not the power from the sutra or the person chant or from the Buddha. It's the meaning of the sutra, because the meaning of sutra is the Dharma, Buddha teaching. So that teaching will generate wisdom. Then you won't fall into the evil destiny. This is according to the Dharma. So when you chant, the person lie down in the coffin, if you don't know the Dharma, wow, 重重伤根, you have a good road, but next life probably you can hope to reborn as a human being. You don't go to hell or hungry ghost or animal. Okay? So you want to know the meaning of the sutra, very important. We chant for the dead person, we chant for the people going to die, and we hope that we chant, they know the meaning. Actually, the person chant to know the meaning, no. They for the sake of chanting, they chant, You see, they don't know the meaning, they expect patient to know the meaning, no. Can't you find it's a paradox? Right? So, therefore, if we visit a patient, if you go to hospital and visit a patient, of course now we cannot anyhow go to a hospital because due to this pandemic, they only restrict if you're necessary to go there. Otherwise, they stop you go to a hospital because of the spread of the virus recently, Tan Tock Seng, or even general hospital. So, you just imagine if you know that even chanting is want to people to know the meaning of the sutra. Now, if you go there, you don't do chanting, but you just tell them the simple Dharma. Just like you are attending the class here, so you must have right views, taking refuge in a triple gem, must have a wisdom, this and that. Then how to generate wisdom, how to practice the precise concentration and wisdom tree study, for instance. So it's having the same effect. Not necessarily must be chanting. But of course, chanting is part of the cultivation in order to nurture the spiritual, religious spirituality. 宗教情操. Okay? So therefore, if you come for Dharma class, you don't like chanting, but you should consider, for instance, besides knowing the Dharma, then you know how to put into daily life, practice in daily life, but we still have to practice simple meditation for 10 minutes or whatever every day. This is part of the cultivation. Then you can recite the Buddha's name. You don't voice up, but through your heart for 5-10 minutes. Very short only. Just now we are doing Namo观世音菩萨, and this to nurture your religious spirituality. So Buddhism is more intellectual rather than emotional. All right. Unlike other religions, I went to the church. When I studied in England, I went to a couple of times. I told you before. Church. And I attended the Bible talk. For instance, 1.5 hours, just like ours 1.5 hours, is like totally different from my style because they stress on emotion, faith. Therefore, a lot of singing. They sing the holy song, God, Almighty God. If you go to the church, So they stress on more emotional part. But when it comes to Bible talk, throughout the 1.5 hours, 1 hour singing, half an hour talk. The other way around. Ours is 10 minutes chanting, the rest of the time, Dharma class. Right? That's why a lot of people don't want to attend Dharma class or Dharma talk. It's so boring. First thing is so profound, couldn't understand. Second thing, sit down there or talking reason. So it's the other way around. I went to the church, I know. Singapore, I think I told you before, NTU there, outside there's a City Harvest Church. I want to go, they say you better don't go because they don't let you go because you're a monk. But in the Western country, they don't stop you and they don't care. They welcome you to come because they want to convert you to Christian, for instance. Okay? Now, so, you see, when people die, it's therefore best to preach the Dharma on them, recite the Buddha's name, and remind them for the past good deeds, so they will bring forth the good karma for the future result. The recitation practiced by the Pure Land said, 净土, like 阿弥陀佛, right, is to avoid someone who is dying, example of this one. However, this is only helpful for those who follow their last thoughts. Okay? For those who, when dying, follow their serious karma on their habits, the karmic forces are stronger because this is much more serious. For example, if the serious karma or the habitual karma is evil, then it is very difficult to recall the three treasures or the virtues of giving, keeping the precepts, and so forth. But in other words, this applies to the light one, light karma, not the serious. The serious are very difficult already. Clearly, it is most important to study Buddhism and practice in ordinary time. 不要临时抱佛脚. So in fact, if we are young, You come to Buddhism better. So, a lot of people say, Buddhism for old folks, I see you guys cut by hood. For old folks, and so 死人找和尚，结婚找牧师。You know Chinese? When you die, you invite monks or sangha to chant. Those chanting for dead person. But if you're married wedding, you go to the church. Pastor will come. 结婚找牧师啊，死人找和尚啊，听好不 ？In Chinese. So, how can you expect the young people will come to Buddhism? Most of them. They will go to City Harvest Church. They go to other religion. You expect the youngster coming to do chanting, boring. You come for the Dharma class, jialat. Past, present, future, Asura, Buddha, Dharma, 头大. I do know Sanskrit some more. So, if you ask me how to spread Buddhism, sorry, I mean we are living in a religious harmony, but of course we respect other religions. What I mean is, if you want to spread, every religion want to spread their own religion. If you want to spread Buddhism, we have to innovate and change the style we are doing. Otherwise, youngsters won't come on. You know? Although probably you can say our teaching is so good, but so what? You cannot relate to people, cannot relate to young people. And the reason young people can't believe the religion very important, you know. It's similarly just like in Buddhism. We also hope for more young people to study Buddhism, to know Buddhism. Right? But Buddhism gives people impression is this kind of impression. Okay? So people say, come to Buddhism, come on, come to Buddhism. You want to look for girlfriend, very difficult. Boyfriend probably a lot, but old one, most of them. Last time got one parents, the mother, tried to lie to her daughter. Say, you come for Dharma class, a lot of youngster, you know. Then she thought it's a Bible class, a lot of youngster. And then good, I go and meet friends, you know, just like, you know, people in City Harvest Church. And when she came, she was so disappointed. She looked around in the classroom, my goodness, 80-90%, age or above 40, 50. If you're mistaken, I didn't say, it's no good. And she started to angry with her mother. Your mother, you lied to me, you know, 你说很多年轻人都是老高考 LKK. You know, so very difficult. You see, like those children class, Dharma, now we got children Dharma class, Sunday class. You know, this one you already done it in the church long time ago already. But now Buddhism, we do it, we follow up. A bit late. In fact, it's quite late. But better than nothing. See, Buddhist lodge. Other temples in the Singapore, Buddhist temple. A lot of temples, they do have Sunday class, children Dharma class. But the teacher is very important, you know. If the teacher very serious one, I tell you, the children will find not enjoying. They won't enjoy. So you want to look for teacher more healthy. Teacher must be healthy. Then the student will be healthy. Right? So children Dharma class teacher is very difficult one. Besides, you must know the Dharma, but you must know how to relate to the children, the young people, in the simple manner. I don't go and tell them asura la, karma la, aba, karma. You know, you must use their language, not use your Buddhist language to tell them. I went to the church. I listened to the Bible talk. That one, I think they use the Old Testament. I tell you, it's not difficult. It's a very simple one. And they know. They appreciate the teaching. They find it easy to understand. Easy to practice in your daily life. If the thing cannot be practiced, not practical, and this thing is useless. Just as Dharma cannot be practiced in your daily life, then this Dharma can throw already. The Buddha teaching can throw already. That's why you see, I got this opportunity to go to the church. Why I want to go to the church? Because I want to see how they spread the Bible teaching. How they do it. How they conduct the pastor. So successful. and see how those people react, the kind of thing. So I go there to learn. That's why even I teach in my Buddhist college or whatever, my style of teaching is, a lot of students told me, very lively, good, because they didn't find boring. And Dharma, in fact, Dharma is not boring. It depends on the speaker, how they put it. If they are so pessimistic, have a negative thought, then they already sway liao. The rest of the listener, then you'll get it. So the speaker, very important. Okay, back to here. Okay, next paragraph. So, in the cycle of birth and death, sentient beings cannot be independent, for they are controlled by karmic forces. Why we are born in this world, not because of Buddha. Buddha is not a creator. It's because of our karma. If you can recall what I have told you in the chapter 1, we talk about two types of karma, guiding karma, completion karma, yin ye, man ye. Why we are born in this world, or we are born in Singapore? So lucky we are born in Singapore, not too bad. It's because of a guiding karma, not by the Buddha. Right? So therefore, karma will determine where we go in future. Okay? So it said the present life, after an interval following death, will change into a new life, a future rebirth. So in Buddhism, after we die, we still have another life, and so on and so forth. Doesn't mean that we die, then no more already. Okay, page 61. The rest you read up yourself. Let me see. Okay, see on the center there, the paragraph, second paragraph. It said for beginners, these teachings are not easy to understand, but to illustrate the idea of rebirth, the analogy of the frames can be used. If you don't know the rebirth, as Zhuangzi, Confucianism, as Zhuangzi say, the wood fire continues to burn without coming to an end. The wood fire coming to an end without coming to an end. 薪火相传 in Buddhism, in Chinese say that. You know this analogy. Okay, two more lines on the right side. A piece of wood burns brightly until the wood is consumed and the flame dies out. But while the embers are still warm, immediately another piece of wood is lit. So, and the flames become strong again. So you know this, how they work. So the first piece of wood is not the same of the second piece, and the later flame is not the same as the previous flame. Yet it cannot be said that the later flame did not come from the first one, because they are related to each other. So similarly, when the life activities of the previous life stop, another new life begin. Okay? So the previous life is not the same as the life that's come later, yet this, later life comes from the karmic force of the previous life, because it's something to do with the previous life. So between death and birth, however, there may be a gap in time and space. So we are living within the time and space. 这个是谁啊？李丽啊，你 on 这个 aircon, that's I find very hot already. This one they never on. On one, this side. Wow, talking, then become warm. Because they didn't on, realize they didn't on. 你开这个就好，这边 Thanks. Okay, can you turn to the next page? 62. Page 62. The next paragraph. So the flame from the dying ash is not the previous flame, yet it has an inseparable relationship with it. So in the same way, the future life, right, is not the same as the previous one, but is related to the karma of that life. So this is something to do with talk about cause and effect. Just talk about past, present, future, because they are related to each other. That's why when you move on to module 2, we'll talk about very important teaching in Buddhism, dependent origination, 缘起. Because all things are dependent on causes and conditions, not solely by itself. It's interlinked, interrelated, or we call it mutual dependent. Right? We have to depend on parents, parents depend on us, teachers depend on students, students depend on teachers. We are not just solo by ourselves. Okay? It's just like we are living in this world. It's everything are interrelated. We cannot say, has the kind of selfish attitude. Right? I don't care. You die yourself. But just like, you're talking about COVID. If you say Singapore very good, Malaysia, Indonesia is not good, we will be affected. Right? So when people okay, then we will be okay. People not okay, we won't be okay one because we are related to each other. That's why you shouldn't have kind of selfish attitude. Must be more considerate. Right? People good, then we will be good. Because we are interrelated. You just have to say your neighbor, your house neighbor, if they are not good, then you will be affected. When they're okay, then you will be okay. This is a reason behind. Okay, move over to the next one. We move on faster a little bit because explain very. Is it very clear now? Very clear because I try to speak very slowly. Okay, next one, the last one. The assistance of ordinary people and sages. This I have mentioned it just now. And because we are living in this relative world, so everything is in contrast. 凡夫跟圣人. And this will give us hope because you and me just like ordinary people. So one day we can become sages, become sage, 圣人, become Buddha, Not like other religions say God, you cannot become God. God is only one only, That's what we call Almighty God, But Buddha, they have a 10 direction of Buddha and Bodhisattva, 十方佛, 10 direction. It means all. Means there are a lot of Buddhas in this universe. Not just one. So what does it mean? It means that everybody can become Buddha in the past. So Buddhism talk about equality. You know why Buddha was emerged? Or we can say, why Buddha was born in India? If you know the history of India, Buddhism was from there. And why Buddha was born in India, why don't born in China or other country? In ancient India, even now, they have a 4 caste system. I know probably you heard it before. 4 caste system. Brahman, Kshatriya, the second caste one. Second one, Buddha is belong to Satiri, Kshatriya, warrior. They call it warrior. And the last one is slave, Ruli Jeji. There's an inequality in India. And now still have. And Buddhism talk about equality. If you cultivate the Buddha Dharma, one day you can become Buddha as well. Not only just Shakyamuni Buddha, one statue. You also can become Guan Yin Pusa, Bodhisattva. Everybody have a chance. That's why this is called equality. And this is why Buddha was born there. And this is one of the reasons, not just this reason. So there's an inequality. If you include, that means there's a gap very big. So if a gap so big in the country is going to get into problem. The gap is too big. People have a diversion, whatever. So the problem will come. If everybody have a job, eat, sleep, living, everything okay, people will make noise. I mean, of course, you cannot everything the same. If you are more hardworking, more intelligent, you earn more. If you have a better living, that's for sure. Cannot be everything the same. But we are talking about equality, have a fair chance to compete each other. So here, 34. Shall we ourselves? Everybody are together. 1, 2, 3. Everybody hungry, waiting for lunch. I thought you read to yourself only. Can't hear you. Okay, verse 34. Although birth and death continue among sentient beings, people like you and me, 生死 non-stop, right? No ending. That's the reason why we want to know Buddhism. to practice Dharma, to generate wisdom, so that we can attain liberation or eventually become enlightened one. So this is our purpose. So, he said, although birth and death continues among sentient beings, the sages can find emancipation. Now, you see this word emancipation. There's another expression in English called liberation. This more common word, liberation. Another word called emancipation in the textbook. Chinese called 解脱. Means free from suffering. No more affliction, 没有烦恼 or mental defilement. In other words, Buddhism is a religion to eradicate all the mental defilement or affliction. 佛教是一个断烦恼的宗教 in Chinese. Because we want to go beyond the 6 cycle. Or we'll talk about the cycle of birth and death. Right? And because of birth and death, that's why we cause suffering. You see, life, not long, human life, the lifespan. Shakyamuni Buddha, 80 years. Some people die very young. Some people, longevity. But having said that, if more than 100 years, eventually you have to die. Especially when you grow older, you find a lot of illness, this and that. But we have to face it. This is called life, human life. Okay? So the sages can find emancipation, liberation. They can attain liberation, 解脱, free from suffering. Because you talk about free from suffering in terms of mental defilement, 烦恼 or affliction. Okay, the verse here. The difference between ignorance and wisdom. Now, when you go to module 2, then we will talk about ignorance, 无明, Chinese called 无明. One of the traveling, 蛇缘起. That means no wisdom. Probably here, they see the PowerPoint here. Oh, just now talk about wisdom, huh? Okay, so I show you the PowerPoint here. We explain the wisdom first. 智慧 in Chinese. In Sanskrit called prajna. So prajna, Sanskrit, is a Buddhist term often translated as wisdom. Some, they translate it as insight. Insight, I-N-S-I-G-H-T. But you may come across a lot of people use wisdom, 智慧. Or if you use a mundane word, intelligent, it means you are very intelligent, you are very stupid. Ignorant just as stupid, no wisdom, 没有智慧. Or understanding, it means understanding the Dharma. Right understanding. Okay? So it is described in Buddhist commentaries as the understanding of the true nature, more precisely, true nature of the phenomena. This is very profound. What do you mean by true nature of the phenomena? What does it mean? Means emptiness. The nature of emptiness. 性空. What we see, things in the phenomena, computer, microphone, table, all these things appear in front of us. This is not true nature. Of course, do exist. Because it's existent, But it's a provisional existence because subject to changes. But the true nature of all things in the phenomena is emptiness. That means the nature of emptiness. Okay, so in module 2, I will illustrate more on this one. So now just tell you, this nature of emptiness. So this is wisdom. What is ignorance? 无明, avidya in Sanskrit, avidya. So avidya in Buddhist literature is commonly translated as ignorance. Ignorance, just as stupid, 无明, right? It is the root cause of dukkha You know dukkha, right? Suffering. In Sanskrit called dukkha, suffering. Or pain. And asserted as the first link. So, when you go to Module 2, we'll study 12 links, 12因缘. I tell you, if you go to Module 2, more interesting because we will study more so-called like Buddha teaching. Because this one, Module 1, is a very general one, right? It's a sort of like very fundamental. It's a foundation. But having said that, very important. So you must build out, you have to build out a strong foundation. So before you can go further. So Module 2 will be more interesting because tell how to talk about Buddha teaching, tell how to practice Dharma, and so on and so forth. Right? So as a first link in Buddhist phenomenology of a process that leads to repeated birth. And this is how we are in the cycle of birth and death. It's actually also due to this one, Wu Ming. If it is the first link in the 12 links, of the 12 links. But now I can tell what Wu Ming means no wisdom. 没有智慧的叫无明. Okay? Chinese called 无明. Now, is that the difference between ignorance and 无明, and wisdom? One leading to bondage. Bondage, 被束缚的 bondage. Just like you and me, we are in the cycle of birth and death. And this is a bondage. There's no freedom. Right? So, this pandemic, now they're going to ease the curve, 10th of August, right? This is a bondage. People no freedom, cannot go out. A group of 2, not 5, this and that. So, human beings are social, we are social animals, no? A lot of people like for social gathering, If you ask people to gathering, and especially Singaporeans like to travel, cannot travel, sure die one. 不能忌讳跟理由 in Chinese. We cannot accept it. So if you keep on locked down for so long, it's very unhealthy. Psychological tell people psychological, they have negative kind of things happen. So also not so good. But Singapore is very cautious, not like other countries. Open then lock down again. Open like that you're more fed up. Psychologically you're more fed up. You say, you like that, you go back to lockdown. And Singapore is like that a bit more cautiously, I prefer this method. I say I only, not you. Because you lock down, then you open, this is considered too extreme. Buddhism, too extreme. And we talk about middle path, it's neither A nor B, beyond the two extreme. So I'm telling you this step by step, it's just like middle path. So I suspect Lee Hsien Loong probably studied the middle path, Buddhism. No, I say I suspect, no evidence. He practiced meditation but due to cancer last time. He practiced meditation from Buddhism initially, Then later on, don't know why the Buddhist brother, don't know how to teach until Lee Kuan Yew, not Lee Hsien Loong, Lee Kuan Yew, And then yeah. That's why I say you must put it in a very simple manner, that kind of meditation. Then he talk, and so profound, Lee Kuan Yew so, although he's very smart. So, in the later stage, I heard, then he have a GIC friends, Government Investment Corporation. That one is Catholic. And he taught Lee Kuan Yew. Catholic have a meditation also, just like Buddhism, but different way. So he taught Lee Kuan Yew, I heard the meditation in the Catholic way and the kind of things. He used a different method. And he changed to this method. So shameful. Initially Buddhism, then now got And Lee Hsien Loong do practice meditation because he want to cure his cancer or whatever. I heard Besides, he went to China to consult the Chinese physician. All these I heard only. So next time Lee Hsien Loong invite you to go there, I do anyhow teach meditation. So one leading to bondage, the other to emancipation. Two extreme. 一个被束缚，一个被解脱。Emancipation. Should be believed deeply and without doubt. Alright, if you are bondage,
Just like you and me, we are ordinary people. But those people can attain liberation, they are sages. They say ordinary people and sages. So when you have a right views in ordinary people and sage, then this is talking about impermanence. This is talking about hope. Give us hope, Maria. And this is a right views, but worldly right views. Clear? So let me see. Okay, the rest you read up by yourself. Explain to you. Okay, turn to page 64. You see the subtitle there? The assistant of the fine destiny. I told you before, right? Exclude the asura. Okay, I read up by myself because you read like half day already, because long time already. Okay, going to 11:20. I read faster. Circulating within the fine destiny, the body and mind sustain much suffering. Because according to Buddhism, human beings are made up of body and mind. Sensing is a combination of body and mind. You believe? Body and mind. But mind is not heart, Mind is a spirit thing, cannot be seen through our naked eye. It's called mind. Some people don't know, mind, heart. Mind is not here. This is heart. Okay, so it's different. So you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth line there. The human world is also 9 out of 10 times a case of things happening to you and they are not what you wanted. 人生不如意事常八九 Always against our wish. You want A, then become B, so you become very fed up. So divine beings, although they have much enjoyment, also suffer, particularly when they die, because of the knowledge that they will regress, bring indescribable pain. Because after no more good fortune, they will descend, come down to this world, or even go to the hell, the worst, even worse. So it's not permanent one. Because even talk about the hell, even talk about heaven, still within the sixth cycle. Divine being, 天跟人 human, still within the sixth cycle. It's only when we transcend, go beyond the sixth cycle, then we will attain liberation. And this module 2 will tell us how to do it. Go beyond the sixth cycle. 超出六道轮回. Okay, so we move on to the next one. The 3 evil destiny. And you know that we I have taught you all the 2 good realms, right? Divine beings and human. 二善气 in Chinese, 2 good realms. Now, another 3 evil one. We call it 3 evil destinies. It's called 三二道 in Chinese. Three evil destiny. That means no good one. Due to evil karma. That's why I go there. Of course, so what are the 3 evil destiny? Hell, hungry ghosts, and animal. These are the 3. The first one, according to the author, they will introduce a hell. The great, extremely hot hells. It's just that now recently the weather very hot, if no rain. Right? In Singapore, now it's a hotter season. Of course, now climate change already. But in the past, because I'm Singaporean, I know. If I'm not mistaken, June, July, August, or May, June, July, these are the hottest months, 3 months. Then after August, although Singapore don't have a 4 season, but having said that, we say hot weather, very hot, at least can feel some wind, not stuffy. Those countries got 4 seasons, just like India or whatever, America or South Korea, China, those have 4 seasons. When it comes to summer, it's very, very hot. I was in Taiwan study 4 years, I know. Taipei, not only hot and humid, 很闷. You can't stand. And cold is very cold. And now you see Taiwan got typhoon, the natural disasters, earthquake, 地震. So Singapore is considered not bad, although Singapore is near the equator. Of course, near the equator is very hot weather. But in Singapore hot, but you have a sufficient enough electricity power so they can on the aircon. But some country, the electricity power is not enough, so they have to lock down, and take time to switch off the electricity because not enough electricity. Sorry. So the great extremely hot hells. So the periphery hell, sorry, of all of which one must pass through. Periphery means the border, the surrounding, 边缘. Okay? Of course, you got time, you go to the detail one in the content. And the 8 frigid, this frigid means very cold one. 8 frigid hells and a solitary hell. Solitary means alone, independent, 孤独. So these are the worst place of suffering beings. Okay? Sorry. Okay, see the below the first paragraph. What do you mean hell? Naraka in Sanskrit means a place of suffering. So it's a place we suffer, and this is called hell. In Buddhism, the place we are suffering is called hell. So it doesn't mean that we go to the hell. We can, I'll give you an example. Let's say in this world, if you're working environment, you find that you go to the office, you suffer every day. And your office is a hell to you. So similarly, you come to Dharma class here, you find that it's suffering. And this is not a Buddhist place, no. This is a hell to you. Okay? So it doesn't mean that you die, you go to the hell. A place of extreme suffering. So there are 4 groups of hell together containing 18 hells. So usually we say 18 hells, 18 地狱. Sorry. Okay, next paragraph. The principal and fundamental group is that of the 8 great hell. So there are 8. Okay, next, page 65. The second paragraph, the rest you read about yourself. This is just the name of the hell. So all these hell have 2 characteristics. One, they all have raging fires, and the beings within them suffer from contact with molten copper and iron, similar to, mama. So this actually, people go through the kind of punishment, suffering, right? Fire, this and that. The second characteristic, 3 more lines on the right hand side. The second characteristic of the great hell is that the beings within them have large body and long lifespan. Right? You suffer, but the worst still is the time of suffering is longer. Long lifespan. So it's so horrible. If you suffer, say just a while only, not too bad. But if suffer is so long, that's the worst. For instance, you go to the class and you don't enjoy the class, and the class is going to last for 2 hours. Wow, it's really suffering. If you don't like the class only half an hour. Oh, very lucky. Right? If you like, on the other hand, if you like the class 2 hours, you're enjoying. 3 hours, I also enjoying. If you only half an hour, it comes so short. It's like that. Okay, so the next paragraph. Now the second group of hell is that of the peripheral. Chinese called 近边, it means the border. Peripheral, 近边地狱, hell. So you may find that, this one very superstitious. I didn't really see the hell. How do I believe? Taoism also talk about hell. Christianity also talk about hell. Is really a hell there in this world or something like that? So you don't just imagine like that, but if you think that hell means a place of extreme suffering. So if we are living in the place of extreme suffering, and this is a hell, we are living in the hell. For instance, I'll give you another example. Just go to hospital, people suffering in the hospital. Some have a serious illness, and they are living in the hell. We call it human hell. 人间地狱, human hell. Okay? So this peripheral hell, we shall also call the hell of increasingly worse suffering. Wow, increasing, not decreasing. So the rest of this one you read about yourself, because we don't talk too much of hell. We want to talk more about Dharma, right? But at least, I just explained to you, hell doesn't mean that go to the hell. It's a place of extreme suffering, just like you can see in this world. Okay, turn to page 66. The third category. The third category of hell is the 8th frigid hell. Just now it's hot hell. This frigid means cold, 寒, 八寒地. You just imagine, I told you the 4 season country, hot, very hot, hot and humid, cold, very, very cold, below 0. So these are the 2 extremes. So Singapore not too bad, at the moment. But who knows, everything impermanent, subject to changes. Probably in future Singapore, last week or whatever, weather even go down to 20, 22 degrees, Singapore very cold, right? So your winter clothing don't throw, no? Next time probably Singapore you can wear, no? Who knows? What happened in Singapore, you don't know. Right? Because the weather is changing. So the third category of hell is the 8th frigid hell. So they are said to extend the 8 great hells at the center of the earth. Right? According to this one, it says it's the center of the earth. So outward to the earth crust or to the near, encircling Iron Mountain. Okay, they are at the periphery of the world on the earth's surface. So these hells are said to be out of the reach of the sun and moon's light, so that they are, incomparable frigid. Because they don't have sun, they of course definitely no sun, no very got hot, so become very cold already. Right? So people suffering there. Okay, so one is hot, extremely hot. One is extremely very cold. So these are the 2 extremes. Okay, next, the below one, the 4th category. The 4th category of the hell is a solitary hell. Means Chinese called 孤独地狱, alone. A lot of people living alone. You can say that kind of character is very introvert. Don't want to talk to people. Come here quietly, disappear quietly. Outside my student study Dharma class, even after my course, they didn't know each other, because they don't talk one. And now even worse still, put on mask, cannot talk. And also can't recognize your face. You believe or not? And now because on register, who come first come first to the physically to the class, even worse still. Some different Sunday class is different people one. That I can see few are new one, never see before one. Right? So do you believe at the end of the 3 module, you're my neighbor, sit next to me. Sorry, I don't know. You're from this class, Buddhist thoughts. I don't know. Think will happen, this one, true. So the 4th category of hell is solitary hell, which are hells in the human world. So they may be anywhere in the remote mountains, or on the island, or in the wide open space, or in deep forests. Just like recluse. During Buddha time, all the people go to forest, meditate in the forest. Quiet, you are alone. Right? And we say people living alone. Everything by yourself, you say you are living in the lonely hell. 孤独地狱. Actually, it's no good, Right? You must really sometimes speak out and try to make friends or whatever. You don't know, at the end of the day, you need who or he needs you to help or whatever, because we are interrelated. We are mutual dependent. So in each life, only 1 or 2 beings whose individual karmic forces have brought them to this solitary, retribution. So that's actually depend. As I say, we talk about transmigration, it depends on our own karma, right? Whether evil or, good karma. Page 67, last one, 11:30 already. So these 4 groups, with the 18 hells are the worst places of suffering for sentient beings. So before being emancipated or liberated from birth and death, everyone has a possibility of falling into them. Okay? So everyone, therefore should have a great fear of such places and not perform evil deed. This is according to, he tried to appeal here, according to the author, try to not to perform the evil deed. Okay? Then we won't be able to go to this so-called like hell. Okay, due to time constraint, today we stop here. And the next class will be 22nd of August. Okay? Now, so shall we do the dedication together? Please hold your palm and follow me. May all the merits thus accumulated be dedicated to all sentient beings. May all sentient beings and I together attain Buddhahood. Okay, please stand up. Please hold the palm. One bow to the Buddha. Okay, see you all. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow. Okay, see you all. Go for lunch.